final year. We are there already, and then we see how demanding it is. It is a whole lot, but then we are still pulling through. Welcome to another episode of our amazing show, Last Days in Uni, a show where we allow finalists to speak their mind on what truly matters to them. I am your host, Abdulhamid Alabi Adeyemo, an exceptional masterpiece of alcoholic, the best of creator. Stay with us as we go into this section properly. Thank you. Our finalist guest on this episode of Last Days in Uni is a known face and a known name to not only his colleagues, but as well as many other FUNAABites. Our guest is someone who probably disappointed a lot of FUNAABites who expected him to take something up, but he didn't. Rumors have it that he was supposed to contest for a thing which he could have easily won, but was cajoled by someone to go for something else, and he was defeated blue-black. Nevertheless, he is someone who has helped particularly freshers in navigating their journey on campus, and is well known in the media space of FUNAAB. Welcome on this show, QUDUS Opeyemi Yussuf, popularly known as Just FUNAAB. Just FUNAAB, welcome on the show. Thank you so much for coming. We would love to say something else about yourself, maybe something people don't know about yourself. We would love to tell them before we move into the show properly.
Okay. Actually, should I say something they don't know? There's nothing they don't know. But QUDUS, a social media manager, an educational consultant, and as well a student of the University of Agriculture.
Okay. You're welcome. I would love to start from your nickname, Just FUNAAB. Is there a story or incident behind that name, Just FUNAAB?
Okay. No much story about it actually. Just thought of a brand. While coming to school, there was something I noticed, and I noticed it was lacking. So I just came on board, and I feel like okay, I can bridge that gap. So, and then I thought of one name would best suit the brand, and the best name is Just FUNAAB Media. So that's how the name came about. Even though at first I tried to hide myself from the brand, but no way. People later discovered and they start calling me the brand name. So that's how it.
Okay. So you started that before you gained admission to FUNAAB, or you started fully when you entered FUNAAB?
I started when I entered FUNAAB. That was while preparing for first semester exam. That was when I started.
What inspired you to start Just FUNAAB Media? You said you find something that is missing and you wanted to bridge that gap. What exactly is that thing that you find missing, and what inspired you to start Just FUNAAB Media? As a student, 100 level students at that time.
There was this information barrier before coming to FUNAAB. So I thought, okay, because I noticed there have always been media brands, but what happened is they start and over time they like cease to exist. So then I thought, okay, I think this gap is something I can occupy. Then I started as fun and became serious.
Okay. So now moving out of FUNAAB, do you still tend to maybe switch the name or the niche away from FUNAAB and or maybe to the real world?
Okay. So moving out of FUNAAB, the brand still continues as Just FUNAAB.
Okay.
So might not be handled by myself, but the brand still exists and continue to serve FUNAABites.
Okay, that's good. Let's talk about the department, Pasture and Range Management.
Okay.
Looking at you don't look like someone who would pick that department from the beginning. You may be one of those people who chose vets from the beginning, right?
No, I actually picked one of the very few people that picked Pasture and Range Management. And how it started was like, okay, I was looking for a course to pick in FUNAAB. Then I messaged a friend of mine who was a semi-finalist at then, and I messaged him that okay, I wanted to study in FUNAAB, and he said, what course? I said Agric. Then he told me which Agric course. So I was like, Agric course. Agric is Agric now. Because of the experience I have with other schools. So Then he sent me the list of agri course.
Mm.
Then I intentionally went online to start searching course, and I noticed I saw pasture and management. It looks like I've never heard this
Of
before,
it before.
but a little research about it, then I fell in love with it and I said, okay, this is something I should do. But it's surprising that when I go to FUNAAB, maybe myself and very few people out of about 120 students picked that course.
Yeah,
Majority were transferred to the
transfer to that
department.
department. So how has it been in that department? Is it really meeting up with your expectation? And probably do you regret or maybe choosing the department and you wanted to switch to another department at the time?
At no point do I want to switch from pastoral management. Actually, I've never thought of it. Yeah, I've never thought of switching from pastoral management because
Okay.
I noticed it's actually something that we've not really explored very well in Nigeria.
Mm.
So if we've not really explored it, then that's a vast opportunity as compared to other department that is actually occupied by many people.
Okay, that's nice. Before we move on, because I'm still coming back to the department and we talk about your projects normally. Before we move on to that part,
Okay.
let's talk about what most Funabites really want clarification on.
Okay.
People expected that just Funab will contest for a particular office.
Okay.
To be specific, Funab PRO.
Okay.
And a lot of people have probably made up their mind that they are going to vote for just for now. And even from your behavior, from your movements, we could tell that you are going to contest for FUNAAB PRO. But then suddenly we see another thing that you want to contest for, which is the Assam president.
Okay.
So this is just for you to tell us what prompts the changes, what causes is, are there people who convince you and things like that. So this show is not about politics, and I'm not interviewing as campus leader president now, because Abdulhamid, because this is an independent show from campus leader. Okay. So this is about you, just to give clarification to, you have a whole number of fans, you have a whole number of audience who follow you. So this is just a moment for you to clarify them. Why the change in the course of FUNAAB PRO to Assam president?
So the thing is, at first, from my underlevel days, I was never interested in politics. I was never interested. I was just focused on media. Yeah. But over time, I noticed that there's no way I could run away from politics because one way or the other, I assist some of people going for political positions one way or the other. You get, and at some point, some of them come for maybe talk on some stuff. So I feel like I became a part of politics. Now, when I got to 400 level, people have been asking, what position are you going for? Even without talking, people would say FUNAAB PRO. But the thing was, I never thought of myself as FUNAAB PRO because I was like, what would I do differently as FUNAAB PRO? I was already running just FUNAAB media, and I was like, I'm not going to offer anything special aside from what I've been doing. And it might even be so time consuming because it's in the same field. But one thing I noticed is that I only picked interest in Assam presidency because there was a gap. I felt like I could cover. Like I noticed the leadership. The past before picking interest in it, I was not really enjoying the past 2 tenures before myself. Or let me see the way College of Animal Science
is being
student
run
body is being run.
generally.
So I thought, okay, this is something I can um try. But as I tried my best, and as long as the students said they don't want it, even though it's like a 12 vote gap or so, students don't want it, so there's nothing I can do about it. So they have the best. They made their best decision already.
So I don't think you still have answered the question generally.
Okay.
That's okay. You said you are from the start. You are not really
Yes.
interested in being the FUNAAB PRO. Okay, I think that answered. A lot of people believe that PRA, and even not even people who are not in your department, people from your department too, you categorize yourself or you pride yourself in doing the work of co-plant plus co-learning plus co-lem. We are environmentalists. You say you are a crop scientist. You say without us, animal cannot survive. What are the things that you think people misunderstand about your department, PRM?
Okay. So what I feel people misunderstand is that pastoral range management. Okay, I've seen people say, okay, you should just like we said. Some people said we should be in co-plan. Some would say why color name. Yeah, so the main thing is that pastoral range management. Let's look at it from this angle. Courses in College of Plant Science are basically for what do you call it? They are basically for those they create they plant crops
For humans.
for human consumption.
Okay.
Yeah. So now, but everything we do in pasture and range management is for animal consumption, not for human consumption. So
Okay.
it's not possible for someone who wants to feed animal not to know about the animal he wants to feed. So the best place we fit in is
Co-learning.
College of
This for
Animal
animal
Science.
science.
But while we are still doing stuff in College of Animal Science, we have the opportunity that there's no way you would mention stuff in College of Plant Science that we cannot relate with.
Sure.
Because
Sure.
it's still work. We are dealing with plant, they are dealing with plants. But just the little difference is that one plant is basically for animal consumption.
Talking about your final year research project,
Okay.
what is it all about? Because personally, I believe the project in PRM may not be beyond how to make A, how to make silage. So you are just here to enlighten me and a host of other people who don't have that idea as well.
Okay. So my final year project is about women microbial content of IFAS, fed andropogon tectorum, and
Oh wow,
yeah.
that's so
So
technical.
it's about how do I put it now? Yeah. So what does the what's the rumen content of IFAS? That's young
Young
female
cattle,
cattle. So they are fed particular type of pasture.
grass.
Yeah.
What happened in the rumen? So the
Yes.
digestibility, the absorption, and everything
Exactly.
like that.
Exactly.
So then, how has it been?
It's actually been a okay. It's been a fun moment for me because it's a part that what I've been dealing with is not something I do regularly in class, or let me say what an average student does. It's a bit different. So at every step, like at every stage, it's always like learning something new, learning something at every point, and it's been fun and a bit stressful too.
Okay, so do you probably plan in pursuing career in that your degree in your department after you leave university? Probably okay, work as a pasture and range manager or as an animal scientist. Let me put it that way. After you graduate,
Yes,
or do you want? Okay,
yes, actually, I have a plan on continuing what I studied in school. Yeah, though we understand the way Nigeria can be. So sometimes
sure.
while you plan, God has His own plan.
That's all.
But I'm putting in things such that it would everything I'm doing in school currently will still be useful for me after
In
I
the
graduate.
future.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very nice. As we move towards the end of our journey in FUNAAB,
Yeah.
looking back, what are your top three memories you always remember that happened to you in this FUNAAB? Your top three memories,
Top
whether they are
three.
negative or they are positive.
Negative or positive. Okay. So the thing is, okay, one of it is the fact that um I contested for the position of Assam president. Actually, like I enjoyed every bit of it, though didn't end what I wanted, but that moment, the
Process.
whole moment is what I love. Yeah. The second part is starting just for FUNAAB media. Yeah. At least to some extent, people would always at some point people would say, okay, thank God, thank you for the information you drop at this moment. And so I like when people give me those kind of comments, it motivates me to do more. And also the third part is um the consultancy part of Just FUNAAB Media, where I've assisted um, aspirants. At least I can count no more than 100 students that at least one way or the other came through FUNAAB through the advice I've given them at a point or the other. So that's even like the highlight of it. Anytime I remember that, it's always like making me. I don't know how to put it, but I love that moment.
Okay, that's very amazing. If you are watching this and you've probably learned one or two things, or just FUNAAB Media has helped you in navigating your journey on campus so far, you can just share that experience with us and let's see how great just FUNAAB Media is. Thank you so much. Lastly, to wrap it up is who are the set of people you love to appreciate as you end your journey in FUNAAB, maybe for their efforts, for anything or everything they have done for you. This is a moment for you to give a shout out to them for free. I'm not charging you
Okay.
for free.
First of all, first, every student in Pasture and Management department, yeah, every student, I actually love every one of you, and thank you for everything you've done for me from day one till this moment.
You can look at them.
Yeah. So the second one is okay. Second person, Omoni Isukomi. Like, if you are seeing this now, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah. So
I was going there. The director said, you know, go thank your babe.
so that's all.
You don't want to thank your babe openly. No problem, we understand. Wàá lọ jẹ́jọ́ nígbà tó bá wo fídíò yẹn, you go and káwọ́ sẹ́yìn òrojọ́.
I understand.
Thank you so much, just for coming.
You're
I really
welcome.
appreciate this. And thank you so much, everyone, for watching. And that has been a fun section, and of course, a clarifying section with Yusuf QUDUS OPEYEMI, Just FUNAAB Media, and that is the face behind Just FUNAAB Media. Thank you so much for watching. This is Last Days in Uni, and I am your host, Abdulhamid Alabi Adeyemo, an exceptional masterpiece of alcoholic, the best of creator. Please do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.